All right, M5. Hopefully you did okay in that little assignment, and I'm going to give you some answers now for each of these questions. And if you have any questions, you can just shout and let me know, okay? So equation of straight line, y equals 3x minus 2, write down the coordinates where it crosses the y-axis. So if you think, just to be clear, there's your x-axis, there's your y-axis. When a straight line crosses the y-axis, what is the x value? The x value is 0, and we're trying to find out what the y value is. So the x value is going to be 0. When x is 0, 3 times 0 is 0. The y value is minus 2. And hopefully you can see this is our y-intercept. So that is where it crosses the y-axis, okay? The line y equals 3x plus 5 crosses the y-axis at p. What is the value of p? So again, if it crosses at p, we know that this is the y-intercept, and this corresponds to our y-intercept, so that is 5. We have to write down another line which is parallel. Now, if you've got another line which is parallel, what does that tell you about the gradients? They are all the same. And the gradient of this line is 3, so it's y equals 3x. And I can put in here whatever number I want, so that would be fine. Y equals 3x plus 7, y equals 3x, y equals 3x, that would work as well, okay? Let me just quickly jump over to Desmos. There's the line, y equals 3x plus 7. If I do y equals 3x plus 4, 3x plus 4. Okay, I can see it's parallel. And if I actually put a slider in here, there's 3x plus 1. I can see that as long as it's 3x, it doesn't matter the value of c, it's always going to be parallel to 3x plus 7. Okay, there's 3x plus 10. Okay, let's go back. So if you've got 3x and then any other number would be fine. Here we've got x plus 2y equals 6. I need to rearrange it. Okay, so x plus 2y equals 6. I want it so it's y equals, so I need to subtract x from both sides. So now I've got 2y equals 6 minus x, and now I need to divide everything by 2. So I end up with y is equal to 6 divided by 2 is 3, and subtract x divided by 2. Okay, and that is exactly the same as 3 minus 1 half x. Okay, these are exactly the same things. And it's also exactly the same thing as, any of these are acceptable answers, 6 minus x, all divided by 2. Okay, part B, write down the gradient. So the gradient is the number in front of x. Probably easiest to see on this one. What is the number in front of x? Minus a half. And write down the equation of the line which is parallel to the line with this equation and passes through the point 0, 7. So 0, 7 is on the y-axis, so that is my value of c. And if it's parallel, it has to have the same gradient. So y equals minus a half x plus 7. Okay, if it's parallel, it's got the same gradient. And this is my y-intercept, which is this value here. Okay, straight line, y equals 2x plus 3. The straight line L2 is parallel, so there's L1. L2 is parallel, and L2 passes through the point 3, 2. So the gradient of this one is 2. If this is parallel, the gradient of this one is also 2. So I've got y equals 2x. I don't know what the y-intercept is, but I do know that the line goes through this point. Okay, and the x value is 3, and the y value is 2. So I can put these into this equation. So y is 2, and x is 3. And I'm trying to work out what c is. So that's 2 is equal to 6 plus c. I need to figure out what c, so subtract 6 from both sides, and I get c is equal to 2 take away 6 is negative 4. So my equation is y equals, the gradient is 2, 2x minus 4. Hopefully you got that. Okay, question 5, your favorite. Find the next two terms in the sequence. I can see that the sequence is going down by negative 6 each time. So this is going to be negative 12. And go down another 6 is going to give me negative 18. And the formula, so remember, this is your key. So the first thing you think of is, okay, let's look at negative 6n and try it. So if I put, if this is my first term, second term, third term, if I do negative 6 times the first term, that gives me negative 6, which is not 12. But what do I do to negative 6 to bring me up to 12? I'll have to add on 18. And I can check this. Let's try it with the third term. Negative 6 times 3 plus 18. Negative 6 times 3 is negative 18. Negative 18 plus 18 is, bada bing, 0. Good. Right, the 23rd term, we put this into our formula then. And I think from having a look at this earlier, that the answer is negative 6 times 23 plus 18, negative 120. Hopefully we did not forget any of that. Moving on. Okay, these questions are slightly trickier. We have to find the equation of the line passing that is perpendicular to this line, but passing through this point. So imagine here is y equals 8 over 3x minus 5. And let's say we've got, here's the line that is passing through it, and passing through at 90 degrees because it's perpendicular. First thing, what is the gradient of the red line, the perpendicular one? Well, you take the gradient of this one. Remember we talked about this yesterday. You flip it, and then you change the sign. So that's going to be the start. And I just have to work out now the value of c. Where is it going through the y-axis? And I'm going to use this point to help me with that. So this is my x-coordinate. This is my y-coordinate. So I'm going to substitute that into this line to work out c. So y is negative 4. And x is negative 3. Sorry, I just want to change pen. Okay, so I've substituted my point in. Negative 4 is y, negative 3 is x, and now we can figure this out. Negative 3/8 times negative 3, that's going to give me 9 over 8. If you do it on a calculator, and then you can change it to a decimal if you want. And then to find out c, subtract 9 over 8 from both sides, and I get c is equal to, let me just bring up my calculator. Okay, so here's my calculator. Let's just go back to this point. I've got negative 3 over 8. I'm using the fraction button, and I'm multiplying by negative 3. That gives me 1 1/8, and I can change this into a improper fraction using second and this button. It gives me 9 over 8, okay, so positive 9 over 8. And then I'm going to subtract 9 over 8 from both sides. So I've got negative 4, subtract this answer, negative 5 and 1/8, and I can change that back into a improper fraction, negative 41 over 8. So let me write that down. So my equation is y equals negative 3 over 8x minus 41 over 8. And I don't mind if you put it as decimals as long as you round correctly. You can change it into decimals. There we go. Using the fraction to decimal button. Okay, now make sure you can use your calculator and you know how to do all this stuff on there. Okay, it'll make your life so much easier. Okay, the last one. First thing we need to do is rearrange this so it's in terms of y. So I'm going to subtract 7x from both sides. So I get 4y equals 16 minus 7x. I'm now going to divide everything by 4. So I get y equals 16 divided by 4 is 4. And I'm going to leave this as a fraction. So I've got 7 over 4. And if the line is perpendicular, I take the gradient, which is negative 7 over 4. I flip it and change the sign. So it goes from negative to positive. So this is what my equation is going to look like. Okay, so this was the gradient, and the gradient of the line which is perpendicular, flip it, change the sign. So all I need to do now is work out what c is. I'm going to do it the same way as last time, as this one. This is my x coordinate, this is my y coordinate. I'm going to substitute it in to find out what c is. So I've got 4 over 7 multiplied by negative 4. I'm going to put this in my calculator. It's the easiest way to do this. 4 over 7, and of course I can put in 4 over 7 just like that, multiplied by negative 4. Okay, so I get this nasty looking decimal. Let's change it into a fraction, make it look a bit nicer if I can. Yep, and let's make it an improper fraction, negative 16 over 7. So I get 2 equals negative 16 over 7 plus c. And now to find c, I'm going to add 16 over 7 to both sides. So I get c equals, so I'm going to add 2 onto this. Oh, nice, negative 2 over 7. And so my equation, let me just separate this up, is going to be y equals the gradient 4 over 7x, and it goes through the y-intercept at negative 2 over 7. Okay, so I'm just looking at this, and I think I might have made a small mistake just in that last one, working out the value of c. Just on the calculator, I was doing 2 plus 16 over 7. So let me just do that again, okay? Because I think I may have put it in wrong. Okay, so let's just clear. Okay, so we had 16 over 7, which was this, and then we were adding 2 to it, which is this. Okay, this looks more like it. And then if I change it into a fraction, I get 30 over 7. Okay, sorry, I just put that into the calculator wrong. So it's 30 over 7. Let me just change that. Okay. So my equation is y equals 4 over 7x plus 30 over 7. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to ask you just a couple of questions to gauge your progress and how you're getting on. And if you have any questions on any of this, please ask, okay? Remember, you can go back and rewatch this as well if you need to. Have a great one. See you later.